It was a normal evening, until the phone rang. He was just getting into the best part of his favorite video game when he heard it. First a faint ring, then a second, then a third. Startled by the sudden movement, Jay jumped back, knocking over his chair in the process. With a loud crash, he stared at the now dead phone in his hand. Had he imagined it? Did the wind knock the receiver off the hook? For a moment, Jay hesitated, considering whether to flag it down. But then he decided against it, dismissing the idea as crazy. An unsettling stillness fell over everything, making the hairs on the back of his neck stand on end. Fire and smoke poured out, casting an eerie glow on his face. Sirens wailed in the distance, growing louder with each passing moment. As Jay pondered these questions, he could unshake the feeling that there were secrets hidden in his past that were just waiting to be uncovered. In a panic, he dialed 911, his voice shaking as he reported the blaze. As firefighters arrived at the scene, their flashing lights illuminating the night, they found Jay sitting on the curb, wrapped in a blanket provided by a neighbor, his eyes wide with shock and disbelief. When he looked back, the road behind him was empty, deserted, and lifeless. Only the faintest trace of a tire track remained, hinting at the presence of the car that had passed moments before. Feeling a growing sense of dread, he quickened his pace, eager to reach the safety of his home. Couldn't explain what had happened, even to himself. Instead, he walked back home, his mind racing with questions and confusion. Maybe I should change my number, he thought, half joking, half serious. But as he turned to leave, something caught his eye. Jay had been alone. At that moment, as the full weight of what had happened crashed down on him, he realized that his father's call had saved his life. But it was a mystery who had made the call and why. All he knew was that the person on the other end of the line had been in grave danger and needed his help. Now, safe on the curb with the comforting presence of emergency personnel around him, he couldn't help but wonder about the strange events that had unfolded. How had his father contacted him from beyond the grave? And what had possessed him to answer that fateful call? A single raindrop traced down the window, revealing a face in the glass. Startled, he rushed over to wipe it away, but the face remained. Staring back at him, pale and translucent, was the exact replica of his father's face. But how could this be? His dad had passed away 3 years ago. The old rotary phone on the wall was ringing, its sound competing with the gentle pitter-patter of rain against the window. Jay paused his game, tilting his head towards the noise. As he hung up the phone, a sudden urge to get out of the house consumed him, though he had no idea why. He slipped on his shoes and ran out the front door into the stormy night. The cool night air hit his skin, the sound of the rain and wind filling his ears. He didn't know where he was going, but as he continued to run, a strange sense of calm washed over him. Suddenly, he stopped, realizing that he was completely barefoot. Looking down at his feet, he saw that the soles had become hard and calloused, as if he had been walking for a long time. Who uses a landline anymore? He thought to himself before shrugging and walking over to the receiver. As he reached out to answer it, a gust of wind slammed the window open, causing the flame of the nearby candle to flicker wildly. Taking a deep breath to calm himself, Jay tried to dismiss what he had seen as a trick of the light. It came from the phone, weak and distorted, as if speaking from inside a metal box. "Jay, it's Dad." Was that really his father? What did he want? Before Jay could respond, the line went dead, leaving him with only the sound of the rain and the faintest trace of his father's voice still ringing in his ears. Hesitantly, Jay picked up the receiver again, but the line was silent. Just then, a car drove past, its headlights illuminating the dark street ahead. As he approached his house, the street became eerily quiet, the rain stopping abruptly. But as he reached out to knock, a loud explosion erupted from within, shattering the window and sending shards of glass flying everywhere. When the fire was finally extinguished, and the charred remains of the house became visible, it was clear that there had been no one else inside. The past had a way of catching up to you, but sometimes it did so in the most unexpected ways. Would you answer if the past called you?